Hello and welcome to this Microsoft Excel training. My name is Tendayi from Foundation for Business Technology, and I'm going to be taking you through this course step by step. So by the time you finish, you are going to be having a spreadsheet like the one that I have on the screen. So we are going to start with a blank workbook, and we are going to build this worksheet from scratch, step by step. So every time we are building, we are learning a new concept. So there is no time that we are ever going to just talk theory on its own. Everything that I'm going to be teaching you is going to be accompanied by keystrokes that we are going to use to develop this worksheet. So the first sheet is an employee data sheet, as you can see, with particulars of employees, title, first name, last name. Then this one that says full name, we are going to use a formula for joining text that will automatically join Mrs. Mary James into one full name. And then in the initial column, we are going to use another formula that is going to extract this initial from the first name. In column F, we will put a formula that will tell us how long the surname is, or the last name. In other words, the length of a text, because from time to time you might be required to determine the length of a field. Then the gender is not going to be typed in. We are going to determine the gender from the title. So we are going to put an if condition that says if the title is Miss, then it must be female. If it is Mr., then it must be male. So this is to show you how you can derive certain information once you have got some skeleton data. Then we have got a date of birth, from which we are going to use a formula to extract the month. We are also going to extract the day and also calculate the age of the person from the date of birth. So just from that date, we'll get the birth month, the day, and the age. And we are also going to do a side exercise where we are going to take a date and extract the year from it. We extract the month, the day, the weekday to say is it a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, as well as the week number. We will also do some additions on dates, because you can actually add numbers to dates. You can do subtractions between dates to get a duration. So we shall perform those calculations using dates. So that is outside our worksheet. Then we have got a start date, in other words, the date when the person started working, and the department, branch, and job title. So you can see that on these three, department, branch, and job title, there is a drop down there. So we are going to create drop down lists on these fields based on parameters that we set in this parameters worksheet. So we are going to create these parameters so that we limit our users to only select the branches that we have specified ourselves. Then we'll enter other information like the salaries of the people, and then the years employed, we will calculate it from the start date. So this will automatically change. Next year this will be 2. The other year it will be 3 automatically, because the start date is fixed, but today's date is always changing, so we always recalculate using that formula. And then the years to retire, this is calculated from the age of the person and the parameter that we also put in the parameters file, which is the retirement age, because every organization has got a retirement age. So if our retirement age is 65, we then determine here what is the number of years to retirement. So you can see that some of these numbers are highlighted. It's because we've used what we call conditional formatting that allows you to highlight fields that are meeting a certain condition. So in our case, we highlighted those people that are almost retiring so that the officials in human resources can know how to plan for the replacement of these individuals. So this is going to be our source data. So we are going to put quite a lot of fields so that we can be able to extract reports from them. So once we have this worksheet, we are going to go and create a reports worksheet. So the reports worksheet is going to take columns selectively from employee data, because you can see that the employee data is a very big worksheet because it has got almost everything to do with the employee. But from time to time, we require maybe just an employee basic report that has got the full name, the start date, department, and job title. So we simply create a report like that that can print only this information, just those columns. So we don't copy and paste, because that's what most of us are doing in the offices. We use a formula to simply point to the columns in the employee data worksheet, so that if anything changes here, it also changes on our report, because we are simply pointing to the information. So this is one format of a report that we can even put nice and colorful headings, so it's actually ready for printing as it is. And then we have got another report, which is a retirement report, that simply gives us the name, the department, job title, the age of the person, and the number of years to retirement. So we are selectively picking fields from the employee data, and then we create reports. So these are templates that we don't need to change even if the data has changed, because whatever changes you make in the employee data is automatically reflected here. So from the reports, we are going to go to the charts, where we create pivot charts based on that information. So these pivot charts are for summarizing the information. Like in this case, we are counting the number of employees at the various branches by department, females and males, etc. So we are going to do a number of different configurations of pivot tables, and then we'll also create charts as well from the pivot tables, and then we'll see how to make pie charts from ordinary tables and also from pivot tables. So there will be quite a lot of learning that we are going to do. And then when we do the financial functions, I'm going to show you how to do a simple loan schedule. So this loan schedule says you want to borrow $1 million for a house, right? You want to borrow $1 million for a house. So you want to find out what is the repayment or the installment per month given different repayment periods. So we are simply going to put the basic information required, which is the number of years, the interest rate, as well as the loan amount. So we use it as a what-if analysis to say, if I pay over 30 years, my installment will be 7,300, but if I decide to pay over 12 years, then my installment is that. If I get a bank with a lower interest of 0.08, that will be the repayment. So this is just an example of financial functions. So you can create this so that you don't have to go to the bank anytime you want to find out how much your installment is going to be. Then I'm also going to show you how to create a survey form. So a survey form basically is an electronic copy of a paper form that you normally use in the organization. So instead of sending out paper, you send out an electronic form. So like in this case, this one is going to be locked everywhere. The user cannot click anyway. They can only click in the fields where they're supposed to enter data. And on the field where there are options, they can select from a drop down. If they press tab, it goes to the next field where they must enter the data. So this is a very simple type of form, which I'll probably also show you how to make it a bit more complex as time goes on. But otherwise, the basic concepts are here. You can translate this and create any form that you want, whether it's for internal surveys, external surveys, for performance management. It can be an HR form, even a job application form. You can send out job application forms in Excel format. So you can see that by the time we finish with this training, we are going to have covered a lot of Excel functions, not just theoretically, but practically. So you are going to start with a blank sheet, and by the time you finish, every one of you is going to have a workbook which looks exactly, if not better, than this one here. So I'm looking forward to a great experience with all of you. So feel free to rewind the videos, play them over and over again. There is no rush for you to finish a particular module, so you are studying at your own pace. So make sure that you fully understand and you do all the exercises, submit them when you're supposed to submit them, so that I can make sure that you are really following. So thank you for joining the course. We will meet in the next video.